Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the flip side of mud. Now, we are going to continue on with our video series 58,000 Lives, a tribute to the fallen, which is about all of the Vietnam War veterans that have lost their life, and they're all heroes to us, and we're going to read all their names. So, I'm writing all 58,280, I think it is. I don't know the exact number, but I know it's 58,000 plus. But we are going to read every one of their names, give a little bit of history about them, and a moment of silence and thank them for their service. And once again, I always give an update to where I'm at in the next video. I just got to the end of this whole book, and I've started over in the back side. I think it ended this book at 499 exactly, which is crazy. I am now on 502. I don't remember what the update was last time, but if you go to the very back of the book, the very last name I wrote was 499. So it fits pretty much 500 in this book, and then I'm going the opposite direction. I think I missed a page and then a couple different pages I wrote on various things. So you might get 4, 5, 25, 530 in a book, maybe even 550. But anyway, we're gonna start where we left off on video 17. We left off at 341, so we're gonna be reading number 341. They're not numbers, they're names, but I just give you guys an idea of where we're at from the 58,000. But like I said, I wrote down 502. I'm fixing to do 502. I wrote down 501, but I'm on 502. And we have done videos all the way up to 340, 17 videos. This is video 18, and let's get started. And I always show you guys a picture of them, and we make fun of myself if there's any crazy pictures in the middle there. So let me bring my photos up. And if we any photos that are not related to this for whatever reason, as long as they're not bad, I share them and we get a good laugh. Because we got to lighten the mood a little bit because it can be pretty rough on these deaths, you know what I mean? So it can always be bad. I don't want to be completely somber the whole time, and we want to respect these guys, but we don't want to just be. It'd be a very boring video if we didn't at least laugh at something. I hope these guys would understand that. But if you want to go visit them, they're all on the Vietnam Wall Memorial in Washington. If you're looking at Abraham Lincoln's, you're at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial Monument. If you go to your right, there's a pathway runs next to the street, and that is where you can find the Vietnam Wall Memorial. Okay, let's get right into it. This is 341. We're going to do 20 this video, and I'm going to do a second video tonight. But I've been trying to pause a little bit at a time to get myself ahead because I was catching up to myself way too fast. So I'm going to do 40 names tonight, and it'll be a couple more days before I do another one. Anyway, let's go straight into 341. This is Lance Corporal Raimundo Aguilar. Now, some of the names I'm going to get to when I get to some of the A's, they were from Hawaii, and it's going to be hard to pronounce their names. So if I screw them up, I really do apologize. Now, I couldn't find information on everybody. I tell you that when I don't find information, and I really researched. I looked hard to find information on all these guys. Can't find them. And if there's any special stories, Silver Stars, Medal of Honors, anything crazy, heroic, we put a star next to them, and we're going to do a future podcast where we go more in depth on the individual's name instead of just me reading the paragraph. So we'll pick 10 or 15, and we'll do a big story on them that lasts a lot longer. Okay. Lance Corporal Raimundo Aguilar, born September 20th, 1945 in San Antonio, Texas. He died May 15th, 1967. He was 21. In Quang Nam, Vietnam. My glasses are always crooked. He was a B Company, 1st Battalion, 1st Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division. Died from small arms fires. The only information I could get. He's on panel 19E, line 124 of the Wall Memorial if you want to look him up. Let's give Lance Corporal Aguilar a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. I think I went ahead just a minute ago and wrote down videos. Like I go ahead and write down 20 each time so I know the next video. I have enough for 26 videos. So if I get this video done, I'll still have enough for 8 more videos. If I, for some reason, couldn't write anymore. But I did a lot of writing this weekend. I wrote 50 or so I did pretty good. Okay, so this next one is SP4 Robert Aguilar. He was born September 24th, 1946 in San Antonio, Texas. He died April 15th, 1960. Apologize. 1967, he was 20 in Long in Vietnam. He was with 9th Infantry Division, 2nd Battalion, 60th Infantry A Company. He died from small arms fire. Only thing I could find. Glasses keep slipping down my face. He is on panel 18E, line 32 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give SP4 Robert Aguilar a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Okay, this is PFC Rudolph Rene Aguilar. So I can do these names, ain't too hard. He was born February 19, 1946 in California. Let's see, his home record is Los Angeles. If I don't have their birthplace, I put the home record. He died November 8, 1965. He was 19 in Vietnam. He was with Company C, 1st Battalion, 503rd Infantry Regiment, 173rd Airborne Brigade. Was on a search and destroy mission, and the enemy knew if they fought close that they could be killed by aerial fire. If they got real close, they knew that USA would send an aerial fire. So, I'm sorry, if the Viet Cong didn't get close enough, they could be killed by aerial fire like napalm and stuff. So they knew, so they fought shoulder to shoulder, hand to hand fighting, knowing that they could be napalmed. But if you go back to any past videos and you'll read some friendly fires that prove that's wrong, they will still fire on them, even our own people. American paratroopers had killed 403. They lost 44 in the process, including PFC Aguilar. So there was a lot of hand-to-hand combat there, shoulder to shoulder. He's on panel 3E, line 33 of the Wall Memorial. I always do that when I'm talking. It's like I get rid of breath. I don't breathe in right. Let's give PFC Rudolph Aguilar a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. I gotta learn to breathe more when I'm speaking. Okay, this is PFC Daniel Aguilar. Aguilera. This one's a little bit different. Aguilera. Born April 5th, 1949 in Cutler, California. Died March 3rd, 1970. He was 20. Quang NGAI, I never can say that, Vietnam. He was with A Company, 5th Battalion, 46th Infantry, 198th Infantry Brigade. Was in Operation Geneva Peak. When they encountered the enemy, he died from frag wounds from a mortar fire. He's on panel 13W, line 16 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give PFC Daniel Aguilera a moment of silence. I was just thinking Aguilera, like Christina Aguilera. We thank you for your service, Aguilera. Okay, this one actually has a good paragraph to it. Sometimes when the writing, the next picture after this is funny. Sometimes the writing is so long, I just take photos and I say "see photo" and I read from the photo. But there was something that's coming up here that's pretty funny. After this one, I make TikToks and CapCuts and all that stuff. Okay, this is TSGT. Felizardo, Feliza, Feliz. So that's Feliz, ARDO. Felizardo. This is where I mess up. Cuenca. Cuenca. Felizardo Cuenca Aguilon. I completely butchered it. I am absolutely sure. And I apologize for that if it's your family member. He was born September 20th, 1938 in the Philippines, Manila, Philippines. He died April 4th, 1975. He was 36 in Dong Nha, Vietnam. He was of the 22nd Airlift Squadron, the Muleys, the 60th Military Air Wing. In Operation Baby Lift, that's a good name of an operation. They went to bring They went to bring Vietnam orphans to the U.S. So they were trying to get Vietnamese orphans out and take them to the U.S. Before Vietnam fell. So they went to bring Vietnam orphans to the U.S. before Vietnam fell. On a C-5, there was an explosion as the lower rear fuselage was torn apart. The locks on the rear loading ramp failed, causing the door to open and then separate. It's god awful. 2 of the 4 hydraulic systems went out. The C-5 touched down in a rice paddy. It skidded for about 1,000 feet. It again went airborne for a half a mile before hitting a dike and breaking into 4 parts. The cargo compartment was completely destroyed, killing 141 of the 149 orphans in attendance. Only 5 of the 152 in the troop died, so I guess they wasn't in the cargo. 6 flight crew, 3 medics, and 3 others died, but 175 of the 328 aboard survived. 141 of the 149 orphans and attendees, so they have been adults. That's a lot of orphans that passed away, and they're supposed to be getting saved. Ain't that freaking crazy? He's on panel 1W, line 22 of the War Memorial. I'm just going to say the last name so I don't butcher nothing. Let's give TSGT Agulon a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. Now, when I make cap cuts, sometimes I will show them, sometimes I won't. But anyway, this is a picture that I saved to make a cap cut with. Oh, there's the cap cut. It's me. Hold on. Let me start it from the beginning. It's Wolverine looking at a cruise ship. And then I got this one. Okay, that was the only 2 I made that night. Oh my god, see what I mean? We gotta have some laughs in there. Okay, this is SP4 Jose Jesus, and look at Jesus. Jose Jesus Agulon. Born September 2nd, 1948. Let's see, his home record was Dallas, Texas. Died May 12th, 1969. He was 20. In Quang Ngai again, Vietnam. He was HHC, which is headquarters company. 3rd Battalion, 1st Infantry, 11th Infantry Brigade. Died from smoke inhalation and burns. So I don't know what the story was. I had no other info. So I tried because that's a story you want to be able to find out. He's on panel 1W, line 122 of the War Memorial. Let's give SP4 Agulon a moment of silence. And thank him for his service. Sorry, my phone was going nuts there. Get back to where I was at. Okay, there we go. Next page, and I am kind of snotty because it went from 75 degrees yesterday and the day before to 40 degrees today. So, right back to winter on the first day of spring. Okay, this is SSGT, so it's Staff Sergeant. What happened to my spot there? Oh, there we go. Staff Sergeant Arthur Cecilio Aguirre, Aguirre, Aguirre. I don't know. Of course, I'm gonna mess it up. He was born November 22nd, 1928. His home record was Killeen, Texas. Died January 26, 1967. He was 38 in Vietnam. He was with A Company, 4th Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment, 199th Infantry Regiment. Died from multiple frag wounds. That's the only thing I could find. He's on panel 14E, line 78 of the War Memorial. Let's give Staff Sergeant Arthur a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Okay, this is Lance Corporal Carlos Cruz Aguirre again, or Aguirre, I don't know. I can't even say it correctly. And I've got a whole bunch of them to say, so I might as well get it right. Aguirre. I'm just going to say Aguirre, like Mark McGuire. That's the only thing I can get close. Born December 13, 1947 in Silver City, New Mexico. Died February 24, 1968. He was 20. Quang Tri, Vietnam. He was with E Company, 2nd Battalion, 26th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. His perimeter was hit by a hostile artillery fire. He died as a massive concussion to the body when the bunker got hit. 4 others died from that explosion. He's on panel 41E, line 6 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Lance Corporal Carlos a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. This is Sergeant Fidel Joe Aguirre. I probably said 100 different times wrong. Born August 14, 1947 in Runge, Texas. Runge. Died March 10, 1969. He was 21 in Long An, Vietnam. He was with F Company, 75th Infantry, 25th Infantry Division. Died from an explosive device. One thing I got on that. He's on panel 30W, line 98 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Sergeant Fidel a moment of silence. I thank him for his service. All right. This is HM3, which is his Navy. Filberto Aguirre Jr. Born September 17, 1946 in Tucson, Arizona. Died August 26, 1967. He was 20. Quang Nam, Vietnam. He was with H&S Company, 3rd Battalion, 7th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division. When returning from a night ambush, they were ambushed by a Viet Cong force. He died as a result of small arms fire. Coming back from an ambush, got ambushed. He's on panel 25E, line 45 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give HM3 Filberto a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Okay, this is Corporal George Aguirre. He was born May 16, 1943 in Orange County, California. My apologies. Died March 17, 1967. He was 23 in Quang Tri, Vietnam. He was with L Company, 3rd Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. Died from small arms fire. I have a lot of those here in a little span where I couldn't find no information. I don't understand why. He's on panel 16E, line 99 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Corporal George a moment of silence. And thank him for his service. All right, this is PFC Joseph Anthony Aguirre. Born July 3rd, 1948 in Orange, California. So he must have been brothers. That's why I remember running into a bunch of family members here. They was both born in Orange County, California. So this must have been his brother. 5 years later, so yep, this is his brother. It's got to be his brother, born in the same place. Died January 26, 1969. He was 20. Dien Hu, Vietnam. 560 Infantry, 101st Airborne. Died from small arms fire. I didn't put those 2 and 2 together until I just read that. He's on line 34W, line 81 of the Wall Memorial. So more than likely brothers. Let's give PFC Joseph a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. Okay, this is the PFC Raymond Aguirre. Born August 28, 1950 in Gardner, Colorado. Died March 27, 1970. He was 19 in Vietnam. He was with A Company, 1st Battalion, 12th Cavalry, 1st Cavalry Division. Died from small arms fire. Was awarded a Bronze Star, but there is no info, and I'm pissed over it. That's what I wrote. That's right at the bottom here. I know my writing's not good, but I write fast. No info, and I'm pissed over it. Yes, I was. He's on panel 12W, line 47, the Wall Memorial. Let's give PFC Raymond a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. I am still pissed off at the ones I can't find info on. Any of them, anyone, whether they was awarded any medals or not. I still get frustrated not having information. This is PSGT Jose Quintana Aguan. What it looks like. He was born February 5th, 1932, question mark. Home record is UMATAC GU. Is that Guana? I'm not sure. But it says state GU, so it's probably Guana. Died June 2nd, 1968. He was 36. Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. He was with the 199th Light Infantry Brigade, Company D, 4th Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment. Died from multiple frag wounds. I hate when that's all I can say because I have nothing else. I'm not gonna make something up. But that's all I can get. And I mean, I'm serious. I first look at the Wall of Heroes, the Vietnam one, and then I go to Find a Grave, and then I go to Together We Serve, Medal of. I mean, there's like I can't really say. I had to look them up. There's like 6 or 7 that I go to every time, and I can't find nothing. And that's really the only ones that will ever have any information. Every now and then you can find one random one from like the state they were from or the country, but not very seldom. Let's give PSGT Jose a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Not from like a trying, because if there's no information, if I can get the information off of one, I stick with that one because they're always equal. If I get information off another website, there's no reason to look at the other ones. But if I can't find information, I'll look. Sometimes they're on one, sometimes they're on the other. But they always match up. Unless it says there's a mess up, and then I have to look. This is SP5 William Jr. Ahart. Born June 30th, 1946. Let's see. Home record, Crown Point, Indiana. Died January 9th, 1970. He was 23 in Quang Tri, Vietnam. He's H&H Troop, 3rd Squadron, 5th Cavalry Regiment, 1st Brigade, 5th Infantry Division. He was a passenger in a vehicle conducting combat operations. The vehicle slipped over an embankment and rode down a hill. 3 died in the wreck. He's on panel 14W, line 16 of the Wall Memorial. Give SP5 William Ahart a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. Was you going to say something? Oh, I thought you might when I said Crown. You've been to Crown Point, Indiana? Oh, that's crazy. You've been there too. This is Lance Corporal Brian Paul Ahern. Born August 31st, 1947 in Boston, Massachusetts. Died January 7th, 1968. He was 20 in Vietnam. Died from explosive device. Panel 33E, line 63 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Lance Corporal Brian Ahern a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. I feel like I'm neglecting them when all I do is read 1 or 2 paragraphs and move on. You know what I mean? I feel like every one of them needs a story, or I wish they all come with a little bit of writing instead of just small arms fire, explosive device. Like, tell me what happened. And if I have it, I write it. I just wish they would give me more than what I get. This guy looks like he should have been in movies. This is SP4 John Bernard Ahern. Don't he look like a movie star? Born September 7, 1947, question mark. Home record, Delhi, California, Delhi. Is it Delhi or Delhi, California? Died March 16, 1968. He was 20. Vietnam. He was with C Company, 2nd Platoon, 327th Infantry, 101st Airborne. Died from small arms fire. See what I mean? I don't want to just read that. Feels like it's robotic. He's on panel 44E, line 64 of the Wall Memorial, but that's all I got. Let's give SP4 John Ahern a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. Okay, we got 4 more to read on this video, and we'll do another video. This is SP4 Raymond Joseph Ahern Jr. At least I can say their names this time. Born January 19, 1948 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Died November 26, 1968. He was 20. And Tay Nguyen, Vietnam. A cannoneer. What they called him, a cannoneer with the 19th Artillery, 1st Cavalry Division Air Mobile, died from multiple frag wounds as a result of hostility artillery fire. He's on panel 38, W line 63 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give SP4 Raymond Joseph Ahern a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. Now, if you're watching this video waiting on the next one to come right behind it, it takes me a minute to get this one loaded, but it's within 10 minutes because I got to put in the title and all that stuff. All right, this is SP5 Robert Paul Ahern. Born March 19, 1942 in Belknap, Colorado. Belknap County, New Hampshire. I've seen CO, but it's County, Belknap County. Died March 30th, 1969. He was 27. And Binh Dong, Vietnam. He was a 37th Infantry Scout Dogs, 3rd Brigade, 82nd Airborne. Died from a non-hostile accident. No further info. Non-hostile means accidental, self-inflicted, whatever. I want to know something. Unless it was self-inflicted, I don't want to know. But if it's anything other than combat related, I'd like to know what happened. He's on panel 28W, line 89 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give SP5 Robert Ahern a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Back starting to hurt. I gotta lay back. Okay, this is Sergeant Tony Ahinzao. That's what that looks like. Born December 23rd, 1947 in Hamburg, Germany. Died July 4th, 1967. He was 19. Quang Nam, Vietnam. He was with F Company, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division. See photo. Okay. It's too long. This is the first one. This is the second one. Of course, they're sometimes connected, so it's a good pair, but I read pretty fast. So, okay, Firebase Nong Song was a U.S. Marine Corps fire support base. And you see why I don't write this down. Southwest of Da Nang in Quang Nam Province. Early in July 1967, a platoon from F Company. Did I say it was from F Company? Yeah, this is his company. From F Company, 2nd Battalion, 5th Marines was dug in at a base. A 2nd platoon occupied the middle level, and a 3rd platoon with recoil rifles and mortars occupied 656-foot high summit. On the night of July 3rd and 4th, an estimated 400 North Marines NVA assaulted the hilltop. The surprise attack was achieved when the enemy, over several days, employed discarded U.S. ammo boxes. To create wooden stair steps up an unscalable side of a hill. These Vietnamese were smart. I mean, you realize the reason why we lost a lot of these is because they were entrenched in tunnels and stuff. They used discarded ammo boxes that we just threw on the ground to create wooden stair steps up an unscalable side of the hill. I mean, these guys were intuitive. Ironically, on the July 3rd, their plans were nearly exposed when Marines were to burn off overgrown bush on the side of the hill, but were unable to get their flamethrowers to operate. Moreover, the Marines missed an important clue that something was afoot when Nong Song villagers failed to appear for their daily visit at the hilltop to hawk their warns. I guess that means to tell us the British are coming. At the sunset, NVA sappers were in place at the peak. At 11:27 p.m., a listen post radio. I have movement to my front. They're all around me. We will be overrun. The enemy attacked with small armors and mortar fire, throwing satchel charges onto occupied bunkers with an ammo dump, setting a flame ordnance on a hilltop. Nevertheless, the Marines on top fought back tenaciously. Down below, their comrades were able to assist. They called their sister E Company a mile away to relieve them so they could go up and help after arriving. The middle one went up to the top, and they called for backup, basically. And their sister E Company a mile away to retreat. Okay. After arriving, the remaining elements of F Company moved to the top of the hill, quickly established advantageous machine gun positions, and pushed the enemy off at 1:17 a.m. Recapturing the hilltop cost 13 Marine lives plus 3 members of the U.S. Army Searchlight team embedded with them. Let's see where I was at when I swapped it over. Army Searchlight team embedded with them. Over 40 others were wounded, and then it tells the lost names, which he was one of them. But that's crazy. I mean, they're seriously intuitive. And it's a wonder why they fought so hard when they were, oh, it's just savages in the jungles. We ought to wipe them out. We got superior weapons and aircraft, and they didn't realize that they would be fighting in jungles and swamps and rice paddies. And we seriously underestimated our opponent in Vietnam. Okay, so the last one of this video is Sergeant. Oh, we didn't finish this. Sergeant Tony Hinsau. A moment of silence. He's on panel 22E, line 122. Let's give him a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. Okay, now this is the last one of this video. This is Sergeant Thomas Oliver Alberg. That's what it looks like. Born February 3rd, 1951 in Delta, Colorado. Died May 4th, 1970. Was 19. Thien Hue, Vietnam. He was A Company, 101st Aviation Brigade, 101st Aviation Group, 101st Airborne Division. I got some writing on the back here. He was the crew chief of a Huey number 68. I want to have A68. They were on a nighttime flare drop mission when during the mission a flare malfunctioned, causing a fire on board. As they took emergency measures, they crashed midair with an AH-1G Cobra, which was below them. Both crashed and burned, killing 7. So that they were going over at night shooting flares, which is helps the enemy see at nighttime. So, the flare mission, they go by and shoot flares off. It helps us see. But one of the flares went off, causing an explosion, crashed down into another one. He's on panel 11W, line 94 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Thomas Alberg a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Okay, guys, if you like this video and things like this, just like I said, comment anything you want to on there. Any cool, comments you have on anything I can do better. Like it, subscribe, and you could get notifications of when I do the next one. Like I said, we're on video 19. We have 5,000 something videos to do, so we got a long ways to go. If you got a family member with a last name that's not an A, you'll be able to look in my YouTube channel and everything's listed. All these are under A. They'll be under Vietnam B. You'll be able to locate your family member a lot better than just going through all 5,500 videos. I'm going to get off here and get this next one ready and come back with another video. See you later.